This is the QUBT 1 month overview reading for the month of September 2025. It's currently August 31st, 2025, 12:12 a.m. Eastern Time. QUBT at the time of this reading is $15.78. That's USD. And the shuffle video for the September reading was created on August 24th, 2025 at 9:57 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this video playing for you here. Now, guys, this is a special monthly. Normally, there's a lot of information that you don't get in the public version, but want to give you guys a picture, a full kind of example of what you get with the monthly access subscription. So we're giving out the public version is the monthly access subscription version, the paid version with everything in it. So pay attention to this particular monthly, and it'll give you a perfect idea of what you get for so many other tickers and crypto through the monthly access subscription. In any case, I'll show you guys how to get that stuff at the end of the video. It's important, if you're new to the channel, understand we're going to predict the overall trend direction for the month, as well as the basic chart behavior, chart behavior and timing of the highest highs, chart behavior and timing of the lowest lows, and we're going to give you the day-by-day sequence of chart events. It's important to understand that this SO meta-analysis was designed to predict patterns and sequence of events and timing, but the way that it's set up, they're in incremental kind of representations. There may be cases where the cards left to right going across the screen, they won't line up, their energies won't line up perfectly with 24 hours of time. So even though the timing is usually on point to the day, in a lot of these monthlies, there's plenty of cases where you're going to have plus or minus a day of wiggle room, a day or two of wiggle room on some of the timing, but it's the sequence of chart events that's important to understand is the main purpose of the prediction. You should pay closest attention to that. Timing is secondary. That's why I do not recommend trading this information alone. You should only trade this information if you have access to the monthly access subscription, which I'll show you how to get at the end of the video after we give you one of the best trades that we see for the month. All right, guys, so the overall trend and chart behavior, we've got a prominent move higher through key resistance. We stay above it briefly before breaking back down through it shortly thereafter with the full retracement. And then that's followed by, this is like a zigzag kind of chart where we go higher from a low into highs, into a lower low, into a higher high. Something along those lines, and we'll look at it in more detail as we progress through the reading. It's crossed with the Prince of Swords, which indicates a lot of price change and a lot of volatility, a lot of price swinging type of wild chart behavior. Behavior around the highest high, we have a sideways fluidity, equal amounts of bulls and bears, inflow and outflow, usually rotating along a support. So it would be like we establish support at the highs momentarily. This is a very interesting monthly because I can't remember the last time the lowest low significator or the highest high significator, either one, was nullified in a monthly, but in this monthly it's nullified, and that makes me think that we probably go higher, like we sometimes you just keep going higher through the month when you see this. It's hard to read, so it makes it very difficult to time lowest lows. But based on the other equities readings and the S&P reading for the month of September, I do have an idea of where they're likely to be, and we'll get into that as we progress through the day-by-day sequence of chart events, which I'm going to get into that momentarily and give you the best trades as we go. But before I do that, I want to make sure you're aware the whole purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. Now, we do that by following through on the rule of karma for the channel. It's an honor code agreement, so people with integrity will stand out by following through on this. You go to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, and 5% of all profits made from the information on this channel should be donated forward to one of these charities or a charity of your choosing. Just make sure you're paying forward 5%. It's a way to express faith in the universe that there's more to come, and to elevate somebody else by giving them some energy. Paying it forward, super important, and the faith is a component of manifestation. And 5% of all profits should be donated back to the channel to express gratitude through one of these links. Being grateful for what you have and having faith that there's more to come. Two key components for manifesting wealth. The third is to have a clear conscience. So make sure you spend that 90% out of love. As long as you follow those rules, the universe is going to set it back to you tenfold for following through and being an angel investor of the channel. Blessings to all my angel investors. Let's continue into the reading. So there's a lot of price change on the second, an improbable kind of move on the second. So usually you see like a big spike, like fast spike that just the price level goes and then disappears just as fast. Sometimes there's a gap there. But my sense is, based on the other readings, that we're probably going to have a big move to the upside into the third. The third is rally along a diagonal trend line. And then there's likely to be like a drop or some sort of volatility into the fourth, where we probably have a prominent trough on a 1 month scale. Everything in this reading will be on the scale of a 1 month chart with 1 day candlesticks unless otherwise specified. So out of this trough on the fourth, we likely have a big unexpected move to the upside, and then more volatility on the 15th with a sharp drop that'll stand out in that period of volatility. Then we get into a highest high, at least thus far, most likely taking place here on the 8th, within a period of sideways rotation, and a sharp drop that'll stand out in that period of sideways rotation. It's likely sideways rotation at a high, like we gap up maybe. Likely we gap up over the weekend into a high, sideways rotation, and then a sharp drop on the 9th with a lot of price change into key support where we rotate sideways, bearish price swings on the 10th, followed by a lot of price change into and or out of key support on the 11th, where we're most likely to see either the same highest high or a higher one somewhere around the cusp of the 11th, 12th. 3 pokes through the same trend line, followed by a sharp drop off of that third poke on the 12th. And there's likely to be a breakout in the early part of the day on the 12th as well. But also all of this pink is indicating like a decline with opportunity to open up long position. So that's very telling that these are probably higher highs. And then over here in the following week, the 15th, we have a peak early in the week at the beginning of the week and a notable reversal. A rally on the 16th that turns over, creating a crest that we sell off from. And then on the 17th, a prominent move higher, full retracement. On the 18th, we have bumping along resistance sideways on the cusp of the 17th, 18th, out of that decline coming, that full retracement to the downtime on the side on the 17th, out of that decline, a big move from the bottom of the range all the way to the top of the range. So probably back to highs here. It'll be a resistance level highlighted here on the 18th that we failed to break through many times before. And then we decline from that resistance into a trough towards the end of the day on the 18th. On the 19th, we should see some flat behavior. There might be a bit of a decline, but overall some flat behavior in there. And then there's an important support level on a 1 year chart scale highlighted on the 22nd. A big move to the upside on the 23rd, probably to our highest high thus, like for the month, based on this pink here. And that unicursal indicating that there's likely to be a sharp drop from price levels over here on the 23rd, maybe here into a trough at the end of the day, but a big move reaching for distant resistance on the 23rd or creating distant resistance. On the 24th, after that trough, there's a breakout on the 24th, more decline into the 25th with an unexpected move to the upside out of it into what might be another high here. Just kind of seeing that now. But there'll be a lot of mixed behavior, and we should have a sharp drop into a trough on the 26th here. But likely a peak there. And then on the 29th, a rally into key resistance, a decline from that resistance with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. And then an abundance card high, so likely to be the highest of all of them over here on the 20th, or excuse me, the 30th. But the fact that it's at the end of the month, And in all the other equity readings, I'm seeing a sharp decline into troughs here on the 29th, 30th. My sense is that this abundance card is probably speaking of a high in the following month rather than it being there on the 30th. That's a possibility. So likely we see a higher price level in early October, and I'll know for sure in just a few days when I complete the October reading. So look out for that. Also keep in mind, guys, a lot of wacky price changing, a lot of wild big moves should take place around these eclipses. The lunar eclipse here on the 7th and a solar eclipse on the 21st. Where I would make my trades, I would really be looking, aside from the short trade here, where we go from like this big move to the upside on the 2nd, I'd open up a short, close the short on the 4th. I'm really looking for opportunities to buy on dips as we go up and up and up. And from the standpoint of the chart, which is something that you get with the monthly access subscription, just to point out, are these live updated chart drawings. So some of these bigger ellipses are based on the 1 year reading, which was posted a long time, months and months ago. But these smaller ellipses are based on the 1 month. And the green ellipses, if you're new to the channel, that's where I expect to see peaks and highs form. The red ellipses is where I expect to see troughs and lows. The darker, the overlapping ellipses are more likely to see price level within them. The darker the ellipse, the more overlaps, the more probability of seeing price level there. There's a lot to it, all systematized to make it easy to understand and learn as part of the language of ESO meta-analysis. You're also getting these Discord trade alerts, guys. And a chat channel to talk about QUBT at any time. The way that you get these game-changing services, you go to our website, Tarot for Traders, hover over Order Now, click on Subscriptions. Monthly Access subscription is our mid-level subscription. It gets you everything that Early Access has. The earliest access to any of our public posts that come out on YouTube come out on Discord first. Gives you live Discord day trades alerts for S&P 500, as well as swing trade for S&P 500 and chart drawings for S&P 500. It also gets you all of the information that you just saw, the highs, the lows, the timing of all that, the day-by-day sequence of chart events, the trades, all of that for these on a monthly basis for these tickers and crypto here. This is $300 a month, guys. It's a no-brainer. You make that money back in one swing trade. So much love and appreciation to everybody that does that for supporting the channel. And blessings again to all my angel investors out there. Love you guys. I'll see you.